There's a cold wind blowing eastward, and it's calling me back home.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Maine Life Media's latest series, Places and Spaces, right here on New Center, Maine. Places and Spaces follows real estate brokers, builders, designers, and architects as they showcase a community in Maine that is special to them while touring unique homes and businesses throughout our beautiful state. From cool kitchens to special spaces, outdoor oasis, and gardens galore. So we hope Places and Spaces gives you ideas and inspiration about your home or business. Thanks so much for watching.
On my back. Hell is our water, and I never want to go like that.
Both my grandfathers were carpenters. One was a home builder, one was more of an artist doing wood reliefs. And as a kid, I'd always enjoyed working around the house and doing odd jobs as well. And I started working very young around town in Portland and really enjoyed construction and design, and it just grew from there.
I'm a Mainer, I'm a mom, and I'm co-owner of Muse Relations, a PR firm in Portland. And when I'm not working, you can find me with my bees, my chickens, my dogs, or my son down on Maggie's farm.
Hi, I'm Rob Barrett, owner of Barrett Made. When I'm not working, I love to spend time with my wife and kids on the lake.
I'm Vitalius. I grew up in Maine, sailing up and down the coast with my family and hiking and skiing in the mountains. I moved away after college, but came back 15 years ago to raise my family here and just enjoy everything Maine has to offer.
I grew up in a little island on the coast of Maine called Eastport. It's a really tight-knit community, a really beautiful little island, and it really taught me the importance of having a really strong, great relationship that I could carry over into my business now.
When I'm not doing real estate, I love to be outside. I love riding my bikes through the back roads all the way to Freeport, or I love strapping on my skis down to Pineland Farms.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Knowles, and welcome to this episode of Places and Spaces. We are so excited to be down in Portland's Bayside area. There's so much happening, and we can't wait to show you what's going on. Once considered an undesirable location, this area between Marginal Way and Congress Street is now a thriving hotspot to live, start a business, make art, and socialize. Since the 1970s, this neighborhood has slowly transformed from the city's storage area to a true in-town destination. Today, we are going to start by seeing this incredible transformation that was led by developer and visionary Ross Furman starting over 40 years ago.
I've been patrolling these streets of Bayside for the last 43 years. Back in the 70s, this was not what you call a neighborhood. It was more of a industrial wasteland, I think is how you'd put it.
So in the 90s, this started becoming more of the place to be. And I know one thing that's maintained a passion for you is to keep affordable housing for 55 and over and the artist community.
They like this area. Being able to come here and walk to work is an ideal situation.
Well, I would love to go meet one of your tenants, who's artist Rick Hamilton, and see what his studio is like. Should we go say hi?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. Hi, Rick. Thank you for having us.
Hey, Ross and Maggie. Welcome to New System Studio here in Bayside.
Oh, isn't this wonderful? Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you. I love working in Bayside. I always have, even before the neighborhood really started growing. Now, Bayside it feels completely different than it did even 3 years ago. I can remember during the day, if a car would drive down Paris Street, I'd poke my head out and say, what's going on out here? And now it's mayhem with all the construction and the new restaurants and the condos being built. So I like it both ways. Yeah, I do a little funny thing in my paintings. I always hide a little hidden kitty. I've been doing it for about 5 years. There's one painting that exists in Key West, Florida. I shipped down there and the client said, there's no kitty in this painting. And I said, that can't be true. But I zoomed into it and I just forgot this kitty in this painting in Key West. So now I'm gonna have to make a trip down to Key West to put a kitty in the painting. If anyone's interested in my art, they can find me on Facebook or also on my website, which is rickhamilton.art.
Well, Rick, this was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your incredible, colorful space, and we can't wait to see what you're up to next time we stop by.
Let's go to the Furman block.
Oh, perfect. I can't wait to see.
This is a space that we designed 18 months ago for artist studios that doesn't have a home yet. We like to have somebody come through that could make this a true reality for them.
So we have this beautiful retail space downstairs. Tell me what's going on upstairs.
Upstairs, we have 6 more floors. It's a 7-story building that has 51 affordable units. They're rental units, affordable 55 and older, and we're full. So I think it's an ideal space, not only commercial, but also residential.
Well, Ross, thank you so much for sharing so much of Bayside with us today. We are certainly all in awe of the amazing things going on down here, led by the Baron of Bayside. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you, Maggie. Thanks for coming.
As we just heard from Ross Furman, it's so important that he keeps rents affordable for artists in the 55 and over community. That's also true for landlord Jennifer Furman. We are going to speak to 2 of her tenants that are artists, including Patrick Corrigan, who did this mural right here on the side of Kohl's. But before we did that, we're going to pop into Kohl's and talk to Ozzy and Bill about what it's like for them working in Bayside.
We looked on Congress and Commercial and Wharf, but this was perfect, you know, the size of it, the fact that it had parking, an up and coming area, community to be part of. We had support from, you know, Bayside bowlers coming in and checking out our wings and our pizza. And then we got a great write-up in September in the Portland Press, and that's when business started booming for us. And once Corona hit, we were able to get the support from that following that discovered us from September to March.
I opened Kohl's in 2004 in the Bronx, New York. That was my first location. And now 16 years later, we're here in Maine. I was adopted as a child, and about 5 years ago I found my birth family, and as luck has it, they're Mainers. So I decided, you know, that's a good reason to come up here and, you know, open up a place. My impression of Bayside the first time we were here was that it kind of had the feel of some of the places, let's say in Brooklyn and Queens back in New York, where something seemed to maybe be going on, seemed to be a spark, but yet everything was raw, and you can do something really cool here and make something of the area. So that kind of gave us like a little challenge, I think. We welcome you all to come down to Bayside and check out Kohl's. We have plenty of seating indoors with safety measures in place, and but you can also do delivery and takeout. Please come on down. Thanks.
Knock, knock. Patrick.
Hey, Maggie.
Hey, how are you?
Great to see you. Come on in. Jen Furman, this building that she owns here, I think it's got about 11 spaces in it, and over the years, they've almost always been occupied by people making things. I do a lot of sign painting, and through that I've sort of fallen into mural making. There's a few murals in this neighborhood that I've done. The one right outside, Jen asked me to paint a mural on the side of the building some years ago, and I've always been very interested in Art Nouveau, so I chose a William Morris design and blew it up really large and painted it on the side of the building. Even though it's not in Bayside, there's another project I'm working on right now, and I'm getting ready to ship out the door a bunch of hand-painted signs for the new Children's Museum on Thompson's Point.
Hey, Brian, is this a good time?
Hey, Maggie, yes,
Hi.
never a bad time.
It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for allowing us into this incredible space. To the people that haven't heard of KGB, tell us a little bit about what goes on in this space.
This is my girlfriend and I's art studio, glass blowing studio. All my art pieces, pipes, pendants, jewelry are all donut related, so something like this. I was a former baker, and that love of baking transferred into my artwork, which is glass donuts.
So outside of looking at all this amazing glass, there's some tanks over there that I'm super interested in also taking a peek in. So I know your girlfriend Sarah's over there. Can we go over and talk to her for a little bit?
Let's
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and this is Gertrude, one of our 2 shop skinks. They're cute little lizards that keep us company while we work.
So 7 years ago when we moved here, we were looking for an industrial space that we could do our work, and that's what this area has always been. Sarah did take a little convincing with this space being so big and taking on something to this magnitude ourselves.
Yeah, it was 2-pronged. I will say one thing is that the space was big. His business was growing, but I was concerned about getting into a space a little bit too big. But with this kid's brain, he just has all these ideas and dreams. So we built it out, and I just kind of jumped on board with him and kind of put my faith into his vision. And lo and behold, his business kept growing, and we're even teaching classes here now.
I definitely feel inspired being around all these other artists and in this area.
You know, as things change and more housing, more restaurants, we want to make sure that us as artists still have a little bit of a space here.
And if you're looking to find any of our work, my website's kgbglass.com, and Sarah's is
sarahmarblesby.com, and then also Instagram and other social media platforms is a great place.
Today we are going to be talking about some tips on how you can find a great realtor. When you're selecting a realtor and you've gone through maybe a short list and you have a few you want to reach out to, I strongly encourage you to interview them. Figure out how they work, when they work, how they communicate. I can't stress enough how important it is to really make sure that you have a team mentality with your realtor, because you're going into battle, and we as realtors want you to get the house of your dreams, but it's going to take work and it's going to take a lot of effort, but ultimately at the end of the day, we want to make sure we provide a great experience for you. If you're looking to invest or purchase a home in Greater Portland, head to Vitalius.com. We would love to be the realtors to help you have a fun, smooth, and effective transaction to get you up to Maine.
Welcome back, everyone, to this episode of Places and Spaces in Portland's Bayside area. Now that we've seen what it used to be like down here and met some incredible artists, let's see what it's like to live like a local with Britt Vitalius and Chris Davis from the Vitalius Real Estate Group.
We're standing here on the hill down to East Bayside. Just up above us is Restaurant Row on Washington Ave, and down below us is a center for all the breweries and coffee shops and art galleries, and this area's just exploded. Hammond House is the newest large project. It's really the first of its kind down here, with 16 units, underground parking, an elevator. Every unit's got decks. Prices range from $400,000 to over $1 million. And while the property is still under construction, there's only a couple units left. So go to Vitalius.com, look at our projects. You can see Hammond House right on there. You can see all the floor plans and decks and designs and some beautiful renderings to show you what the space is going to be like. So today I'm excited to show you 30 Fox Street, which is the newest project, 3 units. Everyone just moved in a couple months ago, and you're going to get to go up and see the penthouse unit with Chris Davis. I think you're going to love it.
We are in 30 Fox Street in the penthouse unit. This was a project developed by a newer, younger developer, which when you walk around it's very unique when you see it. And you know, we have a fireplace right here, right next to the deck, and having the separation of living between the top floor and the other floor allows for, if 2 people are working from home, you can feel like you're not in the same floor on top of each other. So all of those elements combined with the ability to also pick out some of your features if you get in early on the buying process can really make this feel more like a home getaway, or you know, that extra special thing you're looking for here in Maine. So if you're considering moving to Bayside, it is not too late. We have the Hammond House right across the street from this unit. There are 3 units still available out of the 16. So if you're someone who really wants to pick out your countertops or your vanity or your light fixtures, now's the time to start that conversation and get in. And I think over the next few years, we're going to continue to see these smart, well-designed projects come up that will attract a lot of buyers. If you want to get a hold of us, head to Vitalius.com. You can get our name, our email, you can see our listings that we have, and you can reach out to all of us via Facebook or Instagram channels.
At Embrace Orthodontics, we straighten and align teeth, and we do so for children or adults. And we have a variety of options so that they can go through this experience feeling empowered as they go through the whole process. It's a warm, comforting environment that speaks to teenagers and adults, so everyone feels comfortable.
So here at Aristyle, we carry a wide range of products, including price points. But honestly, part of what we do is educating women on why it is important to invest in high quality products. You know, a lot of women come to us and they're in pain, either physically or emotionally. They're in a situation where they can't wait to get home and rip off their bra after a long day. And we are teaching them that if they can invest just a little bit more in really good, high quality products, that's not only going to help them feel physically better, but it's also going to help them feel more empowered and confident in who they are. And honestly, there is no better feeling when a woman walks out that door and she is beaming because she loves the items that she has purchased and she's ready to go home and rock them.
DJ, I like the melody.
It's time to get moving. Shake it up. This month, upgrade to a new 2021 Honda CR-V. New vibe, new attitude. Discover new possibilities with a Honda and upgrade to a new CR-V. Stop by your local Honda dealer or visit mainhondadealers.com.
Even if the volume is off, we get your message across. Media Northeast is Maine's premier video production company with one goal: growing your company through compelling commercials, engaging social media content, and more. Our creative team works to reflect the hard work and dedication you put into your business. We live in a visual world. Let us help you captivate your audience.
Hi, I'm Rob Barrett, owner of Barrett Made. I love Maine. Grew up here, born and raised in Portland, and just like any kid living in a town that you grew up in, you want to leave right away. But what I found out as I was traveling was Portland is the best place to live. So it became very clear I wanted to move back and start my family here and then start my business. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to own my own company and been thinking about it ever since. And when my wife and I got married, we bought an apartment building, we started renovating that, and then it grew from there, and 2015 we started Barrett Made.
I'm Skylar Welch from Main Point Lending, and today I'm here to tell you how you can stop paying someone else's mortgage and have someone start paying your mortgage. You can do this by purchasing a 2 to 4 unit owner-occupied multi-unit. The great news about this is you can purchase this with only 3.5% down, and you can use 75% of the rental income towards your qualification. If this is something that you're interested in hearing more about, please reach out to me and I can help make this happen for you.
I've always loved real estate, and going into real estate, the most exciting thing to me is meeting new people. Everybody has a unique story. Every property has a unique story, and it's trying to figure out the puzzle of which person fits in which property that is most exciting to me. And when it works, it's exhilarating, and you're helping people in one of the biggest decisions of their lives. So that part of it is what really jazzes me.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Places and Spaces in Portland's Bayside neighborhood. As we've heard, this was where the city used to store a lot of their plows and things of that nature. This building behind us was used where the city used to make a lot of their signage, run the traffic lights, and way back in the day, they used to store their trolleys here. We're gonna pop in and meet Rob Barrett of Barrett Made and talk about all the exciting things that he's doing to make Bayside great.
We are at 65 Hanover Street in Portland. It's a building I purchased off the city of Portland back in April of 2018. It had been with the city for about 100 years, so it had lots of layers to it, lots of renovations and lots of things to explore, and it was hard to envision it at first, but once you walk through it a few more times, it became clear that this was a great spot. My favorite part of having my office in Bayside is the growth around here, the opportunities around here, and how we are, part of it. We're a big piece of it. We're following the footsteps of Skillful Vending and Bayside Bowl and those, and we just couldn't be more excited to be down here. One of the cool things are these old street stencils behind me that we put together and created this mural to pay homage to the old history of the building.
I really love that you found things that most people would have probably just thrown away, and then you kept them incorporating to give homage to the space. So that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. Where we're going next is the event space for the Public Works. It's the old traffic division, and you get to see all the cool things we did.
This space had just opened for weddings, and then COVID happened. Talk to me a little bit about how the community came together to support each other during that weird time.
Yeah, so we unfortunately weren't allowed to host events of a certain size, and then we weren't allowed to host events at all. So we've had a lot of rescheduled events, which is great. This is a long-term company and a long-term goal of mine to have this be an integral part of Bayside. So I wanted it to continue, help the community here. But
So you
also
really
allow
feel like
people
that
to
you're
live there.
making some deep roots in this community.
Oh, absolutely. We really wanted to make it a place that people want to visit and stop. And we just finished a project for Batson River Brewing and Distilling, and I'd love to show you that. And that's right across the street.
I'd like to go see it. Yeah, let's go take a look.
Okay. We are at Batson River in Portland, right across the street from our office. And this is an incredible project we just finished. They just opened right before New Year's, and we're really excited to show you the space. This was meant to be 3 separate units, and Batson came along and thought it was perfect for what they wanted to do here in Portland, and so we started talking with them roughly two years ago. We worked very closely with the Batson River team and their designer, Krista Stokes. We had a great time with her, and everything you see around here with the finishes and detailing is all her. And it's great to have a collaboration like that with our clients. My favorite aspect is the spatial layout. So when you walk into a small entry, there's curtains, so you kind of transition into the space, and you're met with a large bar, and then a guy I went to masonry school, did the fireplace. He's from Blue Hill, Maine. Came all the way down here to help us out with that. And we used locally sourced wood, lumber, and metal as well. Everyone needs to come check out Batson in Portland here. It's a beautiful space. They got great food, great people, and it's a blast to be here.
Hi there, I'm Adam Parent. I'm the broker owner of Mainstream Real Estate Company. I was born and raised here in Biddeford, Maine, actually, very small knit community. And I went away to college up in upstate New York, and I lived the big city life, and that was very overwhelming for me. So I knew I wanted to come back here in that local feel where people kind of knew who I was, and I could build my community and brand here even more. It's going very well. You know, I've met a lot of people, and that really was my driving force from opening up my own brokerage. It is a very fun hustle, very fun hustle. A lot of work, but the reward is great, and meeting a lot of people and helping them reach their goals is why I do what I do.
So we are at our Fox Street location, 115 Fox Street in Portland, Maine, which has been open for just over 2 years now, and we're sitting outside on our outdoor patio in the middle of winter, but nice and comfortable with a fire going and a couple beers, so yeah.
So what are some of the updates you made to the patio for winter socially distanced fun?
So we made a bunch of updates. First, there's kind of 2 things we're battling in Maine, which is not just the temperature, but the wind as well. So we worked to get heating here. So heat you can see, like fire pits and heaters, but also radiant heat that's coming down from above, but also adding in ways to sort of break up the wind that comes down the street here. Yeah, we talked to Barrett Made a while back. They helped us with a bunch of stuff here. Actually found a way to use the existing barriers we already had in place for this patio and add the windbreaks to those, and also add in a way to put our logo on them and make them look like they're part of the show. So.
Yeah, that's great. Tell us why you like being down in Bayside. It's been 2 years for you now in this location. Why do you love it?
We always wanted to be on the peninsula at some point in time. That was a goal of ours. We still have our original location out near Allagash on Industrial Way, and we always wanted to be downtown. And so when this property came up, it was like a must-have. Everything you see here structurally was already existing. We just opened the space up and added more windows. It's a great neighborhood. It's the most diverse neighborhood in the state of Maine, so it's like a really cool place to be, hanging out, get to meet a lot of different great people, and it's just nice being in this epicenter of Maine.
That's so great. Well, cheers. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
allowing us to come
Cheers.
down
Cheers.
and end
Thank
our
you.
day in Bayside. And thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Places and Spaces in Portland's Bayside. We hope that you've seen something that inspires you to come down and check it out for yourself. And if you have an interesting place or space you'd like to share, send it to us at info@mainlifemedia.com. Follow us on Instagram @placesandspaces_Maine. And to all of you who call Maine home for a weekend or forever, thank you so much for spending time with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Never would have known it by the sun beating on my back. Hell is our water and I never want to go like that. Sleeping in the attic, come and go by the basement door.